Hey y'all, I'm Parker Simpson. I'm the designer and illustrator of Trash Dash. I'm here to teach you how to play the game. Trash Dash is a fast-paced racing game for 2 to 6 players ages 8 and up. A single race takes roughly 20 to 30 minutes, while tournament mode is about 60 to 90 minutes. In the game, players are scrappy street animals racing around an alleyway, competing to see who's the quickest critter in the city. The goal in Trash Dash is to be the first player to complete the designated number of laps needed for that track. Now let's go ahead and fully set up the game.
To set up the game, start by building the track. You can use one of the 6 signature tracks provided, or you can customize your own. If this is your first time playing, I recommend using Winston's signature track, which is what I have set up here. Shuffle the action deck and deal each player a hand of 5 cards, and then place the deck above the track. Shuffle the trash deck and place it above the track. Place the dash dice within reach of all players. Now for the most fun part, choosing your character. Trash Dash has 6 unique street critters to choose from, each with their own special powers. Players will take their character's card, pawn, and matching lap tracker token. Decide which of your critter's abilities to use for this race, and place their character card with that side up. Players will place their character pawn on the starting space, and place their lap tracker token on lap 1.
Now that we're set up, let's dive into the gameplay.
Let's get familiar with the track layout. Tracks are separated down the middle to create rows of upper and lower spaces. Players will move along the upper spaces of the track until they reach the end of the alley. Then, they'll move to the lower spaces and make their way back to the start. Once a player has moved from the lower spaces back to the upper spaces, this is considered completing a lap, and that player will update their lap tracker accordingly. Tracks can range from 1 to 4 laps, and this specific track requires 3 laps to complete. You'll also notice on the track, there are special spaces. These spaces are designated by the glowing icon in the top left corner. There are 4 different types of special spaces: trash cans, spills, recycle bins, and big ol' boxes. These spaces activate when you land on them, whether you're moving yourself forward or an opponent is moving you backwards. When you land on a trash can space, you may draw 1 card from the trash deck. But you can only hold 1 trash card at a time, so if you already have one, you'll have to discard it if you want to draw a new one. When you land on a spill space, you'll continue 1 more space in the direction you're moving, whether it's forward or backwards. When you land on a recycle bin, you'll draw 2 action cards and then discard 1. And while you're on a big old box space, you're completely immune to opponents' effects. So how are you actually moving around the track? Players will be using action cards from the communal action deck. These cards come in 3 different types. Basic action cards are designated with a black background. These cards simply move your character forward, equal to the move value shown. Attack cards are designated with a red background. When you play these cards, you may choose an opponent and push them backwards, equal to the attack value shown. Then, you'll move your character equal to the move value. One important thing to know about attack cards is that you can never push a player past the start space, which means that any excess attack value is lost. Scare cards are designated with a yellow background and are similar to attack cards. When played, you choose an opponent and discard random action cards from their hand, equal to the scare value. Trash cards are always safe from being discarded. Then, move your character equal to the move value. The other type of cards in the game are trash cards. Trash cards are picked up whenever you land on a trash can space. These powerful items can be used for massive benefits during the race. Alright, let's move on to what you can do on your turn. All of this information can be found on your reference card, along with all of the iconography that we've discussed so far. On your turn, you can do one of 3 actions: move, dash, or rest. Let's dive into those options now. For a move action, you'll either play a single action card or a trash card and an action card. For example, let's say I want to use this day-old donut that I picked up from a trash can. It reads, discard the top card of the action deck and add that card's move value to the card you play this turn. So, we'll discard the top card of the action deck and get +3 to our move. Then, I'll play this 2 move, 1 attack, pushing an opponent back 1 space, moving forward 5 spaces, and also going an additional space for landing on a spill. The second option is to dash, which burns a pair of matching action cards to get a speed boost from the dash dice. When dashing, you're going to ignore the attack or scare effects on your cards, so anything with the same move value can be used. This matching value, not the sum, becomes your base move value for the turn. Then, you'll roll the dash dice and add it to your base value. If you're unhappy with your roll, you can discard a card from your hand to re-roll the dice. This card does not have to match the initial pair. You may continue to discard to re-roll as many times as you like or are able, but you must take the final roll result. So in this example, I would have a base value of 2 and a dash value of 2, making my total move for the turn 4. The third option is to use your turn to rest. To rest, you'll move your character 1 space without playing any cards, then you'll draw from the action deck until you have 5 cards. Once you've completed your action for the turn, don't forget to activate the effect of the space you land on, if it has one. Then, end your turn by drawing an action card, unless you rested. If either of the decks is ever depleted when you go to draw cards, simply shuffle the discard pile to replace the deck. Play continues in clockwise order around the table until one player has completed their final lap. If playing a single race, that player is declared the winner. However, if you're playing tournament mode, each player is immediately ranked based on their position and awarded points for the race. After all 3 races have been completed, players are ranked based on their total scores, and the player with the highest overall score wins.
And that's everything you need to know to get started on your first race. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any rules questions, feel free to reach out on social media or on our website, shinypigeongames.com. Have fun and stay scrappy.